The Nikki Glaser Podcast. The Nikki Glaser Podcast.
Here's Nikki. Here I am. Welcome to the show. It's Nikki Glaser Podcast. It's Monday. Marion's dancing over there. Marion's here, everyone. My parents' dog. My parents are out of town, and so I'm taking care of Marion. And she is not eating right now, and she has diarrhea. But Andrew just saw her and said that she looked fat. So
I mean, your parents are definitely giving her something from the table.
All they do,
by everything.
Yeah, they make her a plate. Every single they give her so much food. These dogs always get fat when they go over there because it's just my dad's like they need treats for doing nothing. Treats are like a treat because you do something to earn it.
Yeah, you sit, you lay down.
Yes. My dad just and then he won't give one dog a treat for doing something good because then the other dog will get jealous. And I'm like, dogs don't have jealousy. Like,
I don't know. So I feel like they're pretty jealous of each other. You pet one, the other one just goes insane.
Is that jealousy though? Will it be hurt like the rest of the day and like suffer because? This goes back to like
I don't know. I wonder if you pet just one dog for a week and not the other one.
Oh, that would be so sad. I don't even want to think about that. Yeah, it's awful.
So
okay, so maybe they do have feelings.
Yeah.
Or jealousy. Well, it goes back to like what Anya was talking about. We were at Starbucks this weekend. We probably went to like 30 Starbucks this weekend. But when we were talking about like when she said she was living with me and I said I haven't earned a nap today. Like I really want a nap, but I haven't earned one. And she was like, I'd never heard someone say something like that. And I was like, what do you mean? Like anytime you do anything that is like relaxing or like feels good, it should come after some sort of like hard work or like some sort of suffering.
But I think her idea is just viewing a nap as a treat, as opposed to your body just like putting in your mind that it's like a dessert that you don't deserve.
You deserve it if you put in work enough to be tired. You don't get to nap if you haven't worked all day.
You're telling me you can't wake up and then nap 10 minutes later?
I mean, I do, but it feels terrible. And it's probably more like leading to depression than like something balanced. But I feel the same way with the dogs. I'm just like, they don't get treats unless they do something. You can't just you have to earn things. And we were talking about like, I mean, I don't think that means like you don't give your kids toys or like presents or like a day off school or whatever unless they like earn it. But it shouldn't just be for nothing. I think there needs to be some kind of. Is that wrong to think?
No, I don't think so. I think when I was 16, I got a car, right?
Yes.
I should have had to have worked at least 2 summers to at least put maybe $500 into that car. That's what I would do if I ever have a kid. Like, I think my parents, they treated me like Marion. I was just a fat
my
little
parents
dog
did the same
that
thing.
Just, got whatever he wanted. Kind of.
Yeah, I was spoiled. But,
I was spoiled with gifts, but not with love. So it was kind of like, here's a car. Yeah. Now I'm not going to talk to you for a year about anything.
I didn't get everything I wanted, but we got a lot of cool stuff. And like Kirsten would always say, like, it's so fun hanging out with your dad because if he goes to the gas station, goes in to pay, he'd come back and just throw a bunch of candy in the back seat and be like, got a bunch of like, he'd throw like Twizzlers and peanut M&Ms and just like a waterfall of candy would fall. And it was like, that was.
Were you jealous of your sister if she got something and you didn't get it?
Yeah, but that would never happen. My parents are very even. You do not get something if your sister gets, like, no one gets more. There's this new thing that I learned about if you're a parent that helps, kids get, when you're eating, kids get jealous of, like, they were like, I want more. Like, I want hers. Like, they always want what isn't theirs. And this is a tactic I read about on Reddit that also they use in prisoner of war camps.
Oh, you cut
when
a
there's
hand
like
off or something?
food rationing.
Okay. What do you do?
You let one kid ration each portion to go, okay, split it in half and be like, make a plate. And then the other kid decides which one they want first. So one kid tries to make them equal as possible, obviously, because he doesn't know which one he's going to get. And then the other kid chooses. And so that's how you should have your kids decide what to eat so that they both feel involved.
Also, kids eat horribly usually because
Oh my God, my sister's
parents
kids
don't
never
want to
eat.
hear it. I get it though. Like, if my kid was crying, but then what if you never introduced chicken tenders to your kid? Would they want chicken tenders? Is it what comes first, the chicken or the crying? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
They want things. Well, they see things marketed. And so you know what you want.
you think the kid's seen it on the highway?
I used to say, I need this. My dad would say, you don't need anything. And I'd go, I need this. Like,
Yeah.
I would get ideas from commercials of what I needed.
Interesting.
Food, you're right, though. Like, if you feed your kids, like, balanced food and you don't let them have those treats, but once
they get to
sugar's
school,
fucking
the problem
insane,
is
dude.
school. Kids start school early. They're gonna see another kid's lunch.
Yeah.
He's gonna have fucking Gushers.
What was the thing that you would want out of school lunches at school, you guys? Like,
My
what you
big
would
thing
see?
was trading up for a sandwich that I wanted. Like,
You love sandwiches.
so my friend had this like roast beef, American cheese, mayo sandwich. It was nothing to like go nuts about.
But a mother had made something for this child.
Maybe it was a mother's love.
you wanted to taste a mother's
Well, this is the best part.
like fingerprints.
I didn't trade him a sandwich from home. My mom gave me money to buy a sandwich
You
from
pay?
school. So I gave him the school sandwich that came with no mother's love. Well, the money, I guess. But I don't know. There was something about a homemade, kind of disgusting sandwich.
Yes. Well, we get turkey sandwiches on the road
Yes.
on the Ryder.
I think I'm going to change it, though.
Why? To
Turkey
what?
makes me tired, man.
It's
It's a thing. I'm telling you.
So what do you change it to? Ham?
Ham's cocaine of
Yeah.
the meats.
Tuna?
Isn't it so funny to think
What are
of
you gonna
another
change it
meat
to?
that will get you fucking going?
What are you going to change it to?
I'm going to change it to grilled chicken sandwich.
But that's hard to get.
What do you mean?
Are grilled chicken sandwiches hard to find?
Yeah, no. Grilled chicken's in every turkey sandwich.
Yeah?
Yeah, same bird.
Okay. All
Kinda.
right.
And then turkey.
Noah, do you remember getting jealous of lunches and like things?
So I used to get jealous of kids who would get school lunch, but the thing that really made me jealous, because I always had like the
What did
same.
you get? You had a sack lunch?
Yeah, like my mom would send us with food,
What
and
was
it
your
was
typical
always
lunch? What was in that brown bag?
it was just a pita bread cut in half, either with cheese and cucumbers or cheese and salami.
Oh, cutie.
That's
What
what
about
would
any
get.
sides?
No, just
What?
that.
Really?
What? Were you still
just
in
that.
Russia?
Oh my
Or
God.
Israel?
It
It was very sad. So I would get so jealous of the kids who had Lunchables. Do you remember Lunchables?
Yes.
The packaging, they would have like a variety of cheeses and cold cuts and a little
Oh, and the
snack and
pizza
toy.
one?
Oh, the
Yeah.
pizza. Yeah.
Yes,
that
that
was
pizza
the one
one
I
was so gross because it was cold, but like you just loved it.
Yeah. I mean, the slippery meat dish. That's what.
I couldn't understand. I would go over to a friend's house and her mom would make dinner for the family, and they would just be spaghetti. There would be no salad. There would be no fruit. There would be like. I was really lucky that I had a mom that like made sure every food group was hit. But I just remember being like, I can't believe this girl who like lives in a big house, has a really nice family, big yard, like bigger house than mine, nice neighborhood. Their family for a sit down dinner, spaghetti, marinara, nothing else.
Garlic bread? They
No,
had to have
nothing
bread.
else.
Nothing else, just straight spaghetti.
I couldn't believe it. I remember going home and being like, Mom, they didn't have anything else. And my parents were just like, that is terrible.
What was your lunch?
Yeah.
I mean,
Did you get
like
school lunch?
2 cutie oranges or an apple, then
Okay.
a bag of my mom would take chips and put them in a bag like Doritos or something, or like the
Oh.
snack size Doritos, and then either a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or a salami sandwich or turkey
You would get
sandwich.
salami sandwich?
Yeah, oh yeah, salami. My mom loves salami. And
Yeah,
then,
moms love salami.
Yeah.
I'm not making a joke. Like
They
my mom
do.
fucking loves salami.
Yes.
Like the thick kind. Like
oh my God,
They ate different kinds of
my
meats back then.
favorite was when we'd get a peanut butter and jelly, and it would be at the bottom of the sack lunch.
yes.
And then throughout the day, it would be in my bag, and it would get like hot, and it would all melt. It would melt into the bread and get like it would all become one. It would be like uncrustable. It would just be this moist,
This is how Uncrustable started. This guy yes.
like brick.
Yes.
Of moist, just soft, gooey. Oh, and the jelly would soak into the bread. Strawberry jelly was the best.
Dude.
Not chunky peanut butter.
Not to gross
wheat
you out,
bread.
but that's what I liked from a mayonnaise sandwich.
The soaking.
The soaking of mayo in the
Yeah,
turkey.
moist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing was in my locker for a hot Florida locker for 9 hours, and
God.
the longer
Did you guys
the
have
better.
outside lockers?
Yeah.
Ew,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, these sandwiches were not.
Oh my God.
They were
I was
definitely
always jealous of
pastured.
kids that had outdoor lockers.
Yeah, we were
That
in a
seemed
s-
like so.
It's pretty cool. My locker was fucking filthy.
Oh, I bet.
I mean, I'm sure shit fell out of your locker.
Oh, mine was so bad.
Did you ever open it?
Kirsten and I
you had
shared
to
one
go,
1 year. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was like opening a fucking Uber trunk. An Uber X trunk when you skimp and you go for one that, and he looks at you like, oh, you have bags,
you
fuck
got
you,
9
and then he's
bags.
got to open his trunk and there's like 2 bodies in there. He's got to shove to the side.
Yeah, I mean, my locker, my car, I mean, talk about ADD, and everyone would see it except for like I just was just like, this is me, you know.
Well, your room was like that.
Yeah, everything.
2 months ago.
Yeah,
Here, yeah.
Sure.
You haven't changed.
I've changed.
Your car had cans to almost to the, halfway up
Yeah.
to your shin,
Yeah,
but like
Or-
recently.
not that long ago.
So
No, it's funny to
Well,
argue with someone. Go, this was yesterday.
I was listening to the Puddles podcast, and I learned about
Excuse
how.
me.
What? I'm
No,
just
no,
plugging it.
I know that I'm making a joke. No,
And I
don't-
learned
I'm
about
sorry.
how Andrew had his car broken into, and probably all the junk in there deterred the robber from stealing anything.
Possibly.
Smart. He's like, oh, someone already got to it and threw shit in it.
Yeah. I always want, when my car got broken into in LA one time, I wanted them, I was happy that they stole stuff because it just looked cleaner. I didn't even know what they stole because there was so much shit. I remember being like, I wrote that down as a joke because it was the first thing that came to my mind was like,
Yes.
thank you so much for cleaning this up, taking that CD case. Just a bunch of crap.
I love the idea. You like leave a sign like doors open.
It's
Organized
like the Seinfeld
papers.
thing.
Oh, it is.
Where the
Fuck.
car has BO and he walks by like a shady looking guy. He's trying to get rid of this car because everyone that will clean it will get it and go, oh
Yes.
And he walks by, he just leaves, he rolls down the window, he closes the door, and he's like looking at the criminal looking guy in the corner, and he takes his keys and he just throws it through the window and drops them and is like, presents the car, and then the guy gets in it, and it's the closing scene, and then the credits come up because the guy's like, like about to die. Speaking of like smelly cars, I mean, the Uber, was it this morning? Oh my God.
It was this morning.
That guy had Smokey Joe.
Yeah, I was.
I tipped him 25%, but I did complain about the smell of his car, and I gave him 4 stars.
There's something about having those AirPods in that are noise canceling, but they cancel, I think, all my senses. Like, I started coughing, but I didn't know if I was smelling it. My nose wasn't working either. I don't know if they're all connected.
No,
But
they're not.
I did a science project about this, so
It should actually amplify, I would think, your smell. You know what I mean? When your other sentences are kind of
right.
deadened.
yeah, you would think.
Man,
think,
I got in right away and was like, ugh.
I
I
didn't
had to
smell
wait
it.
15 minutes for this Uber. I can't call another one. It's just, you don't get to drive an Uber if you smoke. And I know you smoke in your car because I was once a smoker. And you try not to smoke in your car, but you smoke in your car and you roll the windows down and it still absorbs it. If you're still smoking, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Having a blast.
No.
I don't want to stop this conversation,
No
but I want to go
offense.
back a little bit. You said that you and Kirsten shared a locker. Do you remember like what decorations you had on it?
I think we had like a whiteboard. That's probably it. Like
No stickers?
I don't think we did. I don't think we decorated. No,
Yeah, I didn't
I think it was like
decorate.
vandalism if we did because stickers you like couldn't get them off. You know. But I remember she was not happy sharing a locker with me. It became
Why did that happen?
because it was senior year and it was like, oh my God, we get to share lockers. It would be so fun. It was in the senior hallway. It was like a fun thing.
Oh,
We
gotcha.
wanted to, and then it quickly became a huge burden. Like my friends would spend the night at my house and just be like, how do you live like this? Like all my friends' rooms were so clean except me and Hala. Hala and I were the most messy, but
But now you're
Kirsten
clean.
and Taylor, no.
I know, I'm kidding.
Oh my God, no! I try my best, but it's
Well, you have enough
It's nice
rooms.
to have an extra
An extra
room.
room.
That's a
Yeah.
junk drawer.
I always would have a room or a closet, and I would stuff everything, and I would get rid of it, and it was such like a half-assed job because my room's clean.
It's the drawer that you have all those like rubber bands and keys and paper clips. I have a room now. That's that.
Wait, so was Kirsten kind of clean? So she was like your
Oh,
locker.
she's so clean. She was. I mean, it hurt our friendship. I believe it was not good. Yeah. Because I was so ashamed of myself. It was so embarrassing to be a messy person and to have like your friend probably talk about it with your other friends and be like, Nikki, it's so bad sharing a locker with her. Like I could just sense it was a thing that had been harboring in her mind for a while.
Well, my friend Seth, we roomed freshman year.
Oh yeah, and you had a fish in your bed as a prank, and you didn't.
Oh well, they put anchovies under my bed, and the joke was on them
because you didn't.
I smelled
you
worse
had
than the
noise
anchovies.
canceling headphones on.
Yeah. I was waiting till the end of the year when those anchovies would taste amazing.
Oh my god!
You know?
I don't know how
he took
you
all
are
my
who
stuff.
you are now.
He was so mad that he took all my clothes because I was so dirty.
Yeah.
Put it all, and he put it out in the hallway. He goes, "I'm gonna burn it." Like that's where our friendship got. Like he's like, "I'm gonna burn all your clothes."
Right.
Because you're such a fucking disaster.
I know, and it's so hard because you just don't. There's just no way to not be that way.
Probably why I didn't get laid throughout high school. I'm going to blame my locker.
Well, no, I think you didn't get laid because you had bad self-esteem.
Yes.
And thus you had a dirty locker because of bad self-esteem.
Of course.
And then you also have an excuse for why you don't get laid because you're like, my room's not clean.
Yeah.
These are all things that we do.
that I've never had a girl back to.
Yeah.
But because my room's not clean,
Yes.
you can't come back.
Yes. Like I would have loved for my parents to be like, you can't date boys, so that I would have had an excuse
Yes.
why I didn't date boys, or like some kind of thing about it. But yeah, I made
a ton of excuses. I was Jewish. I was short. I lived an hour away from school, so no girl's going to want to date someone that far away. I went to an all-Christian school, so I had all these things in my head of why I wasn't good enough for a girl.
Well, you told me about this weekend we passed a Bahama Breeze restaurant, and you said that you had once taken a girl on a date there.
That's
and
right.
I thought it was during your asexual phase. And you said it was it's all very hazy about Andrew's past. I don't know when he was not, where you weren't getting laid, you were drinking too much, you had you didn't get girls,
Yeah.
but suddenly you're going on a date with a beautiful girl at Bahama Breeze. A stripper.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I took her. I took her out. We went to dinner. It was like a Tuesday. I had one drink. I was bringing her home. And this is the night I got arrested.
No,
Yeah.
what about the other one? The girl where you're trying to act cool.
Oh, that was just a completely different date. I tried to be the strong silent type for a night. But I was really hungover. She thought I hated her. I'm not. I guess you could kind of read me that I'm not. Like, could you imagine if this was.
No, I bet you.
Like, if I was just like.
No, I bet you could pull that off. But there's so many times I think that you think someone hates you and they really, it's the opposite. There's so many times I meet people at meet and greets and I'm like, wow, that guy fucking hated me. He did not want to be meeting me at all. And then he DMs me later I was so nervous. I didn't know what to say. I had so much to say to you, and sends me a tower of text.
Yeah.
But now I know exactly who wants to say more than they can in the moment. Because I get so many things that say afterwards, I didn't know what to say. I wanted to say more. And so now I know who has more to say. And I kind of look at them a little bit longer, the floor is, do you want to say anything? It's okay. But it was fun this weekend meeting so many besties.
Did you ever go on a date and completely not be yourself? I mean, maybe for 4 years.
No, I never went on dates.
You never went on a date?
No, we were very similar.
Yeah.
I can't even believe you asked a girl out on a date. What was that like?
I don't know. There was the one time where I left the restaurant. I called the restaurant after I left to ask her out. I mean, that was the ballsiest thing I ever did. I go, it's the brown hair girl that was in front there. She goes, it's me. I go, because I saw her staring at me.
Right.
I don't know. I just called and got a date from that. I've never done anything.
I'm trying to think if I ever acted a different way. I don't think I ever tried to be totally different than myself, a complete you acting stoic
strong silent type.
And strong silent type is so not you. What is going on with you at that moment? You think that someone made fun of you for being too goofy or something? Or a girl was like, he's goofy, and so you were like, okay, I'm going to choose the other lane. What made you do that? Was there a guy you were trying to emulate? Was there?
At the time, I think this was before I even made money in real estate. So, and I just had kind of the heart attack kind of thing. So I was just kind of getting home, and I was like,
where you had a heart attack, and
I was driving my dad's car,
yeah.
But it was a cool car, but it wasn't. I didn't have the money for the car, so I was just driving this cool car.
Did you act like it was yours?
I didn't say it wasn't.
Okay,
but
so
I also,
yes, that's a yes.
No, but I'm not that guy to be like, I'm this.
But you are the guy to be the strong silent type.
Strong silent, yeah, like Clint Eastwood.
Oh my God, I would kill
to be on a fly on the wall.
To know what you were like on that date, to hear the conversation.
There was none. I'm telling you, I was quiet for 2 hours. It was wild.
Did she talk?
A little bit.
And you would do one-word answers?
Yeah, I thought that, yeah.
And later on, you ran into this girl years later, and she was like, did you hate me? Mm-hmm. You probably ran into her when you were drunk and a little bit more like, hey.
Yeah, she's like, I thought you were mute. No.
Wow.
Yeah. I think I put her on a pedestal. She was very pretty.
Yes.
And I was very hungover though too. I think that didn't help my choices.
Well, I dated someone who I thought I put on such a pedestal. We were friends when I dated this person, and Noah, you were too, and just thought like I have to fix myself right away because I'm not gonna be able to earn this guy and be this guy's girlfriend if I'm not like really beautiful, really graceful, really like just yeah. And so it was so daunting. It was so overwhelming. Like I have to get a new wardrobe. It was just like I can't do this shit. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, I think we have to go to break.
Yeah.
Let's find out about it.
Yeah, let's find out right after this. Andrew!
I'm a lonely man, but I'm strong and silent. But I'll speak up when it calls me to so.
Do so.
Madam.
And we're back. What did you just ask
Madam
me?
Tussauds.
Oh, you mean a wax figure?
Yeah.
You said
A plastic
you
figure.
asked me. You gonna have a plastic figure?
Yeah. Oh, did you think I was just talking about more Botox?
Well, kinda. I thought like maybe like a little action figure someday or something.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I'd take it.
I wonder if anyone could make action figures of us.
They definitely could. People have 3D printers.
That's when you just throw things out. I wonder if anyone could give me a Ferrari. I wonder if like you're getting a car today, maybe.
I'm not going today. I'm too tired. I already said I can't go shopping for one.
It's a lot of paperwork getting a car.
I can't deal with it. I don't want to do it. I honestly, you have to take off 4 hours of work. You have to just carve out an entire afternoon. I could run a marathon in the time it takes for them to fax a couple pieces of paper to who they're just in the back, just hanging out.
I think they try to make it seem longer, so when you pay to 40 grand, it seems like it's more official. I don't know what
I've ranted about this before, but if I'm paying 40 grand for something, get me in and out.
Yes.
Treat me well.
Yes, it should be like a Venmo. You should
God.
You should go. Okay, here's 2 initials. You fill out the rest.
I was talking to Chris about this the other day. I was like, I don't want to buy a car today. I don't have the time. I don't have 8 hours to spare to buy a fucking car. And he said, I was trying to buy a car. There's some football game or something that he wanted to watch, some race or something. And he went to go buy a car. And the guy was like, let's do it. And he goes, I need to be done by this time. It's when like kickoff is. And it was like 2 hours later. And the guy was like, we can't get done. He goes, okay, then you just lost a sale. It's like, what? Is this really what it comes down to? If someone's a car dealer, can you fucking tell me why the fuck this takes so long? What are you guys doing? Why is the manager never there? If I'm not financing, if I'm paying cash, why the fuck does it take so long? You're fucking with us. You're trying to make it, because there are some people that like things to just really, they love a drawn out thing.
Yeah.
These are the people that like to wait in line for things because they feel like if they wait in line, if they suffer for it, much like I was talking about before, then they've somehow earned it more. You know what I earned? That $40,000. I just suffered for the money. I want to get my car and drive away. I don't want to sit in this stark fucking lobby and sit and talk to you about your alcoholism as you try to relate to me, telling me how shit-faced you got last night. I don't want to look at the pictures of your stupid kids. I don't want to sit there and watch you twiddle with your tie and be all sweaty and gross. I don't want you to talk to me about some deal you made yesterday and about how your boss is so cool and he's on a safari right now shooting elephants. I don't give a fuck. I want my fucking car. And I don't want to go to another office then to talk about all the extras you can give me. Why don't you tell me about them right here in the desk we're sitting at? Why do we have to go to another office? And I don't want you to offer me a soda. It is not interesting that you can get me a soda. Oh, any soda I want? Oh, I can get that myself. I'm paying $40,000, probably $20,000 too much because everything costs way too much now. You can't get a deal to save your fucking life. And what is taking so long?
I don't know. I just feel like the strong silent type right now.
God, it makes me so mad.
I know.
I really am not going to buy a car because of it. I'm going to do the thing.
Why don't we open a car dealership where no paperwork?
Carvana is the solution.
No paper.
That's where you buy one online and it just drives up and a guy fucking gives you a clipboard, you sign it, and then you pull off in a car.
No, you got to, I guarantee, hey, Carvana, I guarantee you're filling out 100
No,
pages
no, no.
of...
It's like they pull the car off the thing. It's that they're trying to eliminate this whole thing because it's so annoying.
Well, shit.
Why do people like to waste their time? People are so slow. They love to
fill a day.
savor.
They love to fill a day.
Oh,
you
boy.
gotta fill a
and
day.
why is anyone waiting in line? Why are you waiting in line for anything?
I used to wait in line to get in the clubs, like Hammer, just being like, once
Brunch
I get
spots,
in there,
when you want to eat, don't you just want to eat? I will never, ever wait more than 15 minutes for a table. And the only reason I will wait 15 minutes for a table is because I'm with people who are okay with that. And I want to be a good, dinner partner. Otherwise, I would walk away and go to somewhere else. Waiting in line, it sucks. And
I'd rather go to,
and it's because they could get you in, but they're creating the illusion of being in demand by making you wait.
Oh my God, you really just touched a nerve. I've been to like 3 different St. Louis restaurants that have open tables, and they look at you in the eye and they go an hour and a half.
That is about being understaffed.
Don't ruin this.
I know,
Don't
but
take
I get
their
it.
side. But here's the thing. This is the weird part.
They don't have reservations.
This is the weird part.
You can't make resis.
Some places actually don't have resis.
Yeah.
The weird part is they go, I'm not bullshitting you. Like 4 different places this happened. They go, sorry, it won't be for 30, 45 minutes. Swear to God, they sit us in 3 minutes. So I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on here in St. Louis where they're telling you 40 to make you feel better.
I will always side with waiters and waitresses when my dad ever goes, well, there's a table right there. I go, well, as you've never been a waiter, you were a waiter one day and then a piece of sweat dripped off your nose and went in soup. And the guy said to you, you're slipping, son. No, you're slipping, Slim, is what someone said to my dad, and he quit that day.
Okay.
So my dad doesn't understand what it's like to have 7 tables when you can really only handle 5. And that's why there are open tables, because they could only get 4 people to work that day. Gen Z doesn't want to work. We know that old stereotype. So no, people call in sick. You don't have enough people to cover the restaurant.
Okay. I'll handle that.
Yeah.
I get that.
It's not the waitress's fault when your food is running late. That's the kitchen, and it's not even the kitchen's fault. They're understaffed too. The manager maybe set too many tables that they couldn't handle. You know.
I'm sure there's a car guy saying all this right now to you, going, actually, we got to do the paperwork.
But I think it's part of their business model. I just don't understand why people are like, I look outside a brunch place and people are just hungover, hanging out in the sun, waiting for a table. I'm just like, go to fucking anywhere else.
Do you think they're setting it up though so it seems like the demand is higher? You see people outside. You say 30 minutes. I think they're trying to make it. I think when they do it in 10, they make it seem better.
When you see a line, what do you go? When you see a line where you don't know what's going on, you go, what are you guys waiting in line for?
There?
Yeah, it breeds curiosity. It breeds like, oh, other people like this. I'm gonna like this too. There is a part of that that like makes you go, oh, this is popular if you're waiting in line for it. But I just hate waiting. I've realized in my life is scheduled where I have no downtime. Just twiddling my thumbs, being on my phone. Like, that's why I don't like getting to the airport 2 hours early. I just want to walk straight from the TSA right to my gate, get on the plane.
We had a pilot today, first time.
Oh, my God, first-time pilot.
We didn't know until we landed.
Oh, I knew.
A little shaky.
I knew.
Little shaky guy.
How did
They
you know?
didn't tell us. Well, they told us at the very end. We landed, and he goes, "This is our pilots. We just want to say that your pilot today. It is his first time flying. He didn't want me to tell you, but I'm going to embarrass him a little bit." And I go, "They didn't want to tell us until we landed." I knew. I knew
but
there was
how did
something
you know?
going on
Okay,
because
so the
it
takeoff.
I've flown in enough planes where it was the first time I was ever in a plane, and I started thinking about what happens if we go down. Like, I stayed calm. I just like kept my eye mask on. I was like, I can't do anything about this. But I was like, I think this plane is going to crash. I have to wrap my head around dying right now. It was the first time I've ever felt that way. And it's because, and then as soon as they told us it was his first flight, I was like, wow, that's all coming together. We landed like we fell out of the sky and God dropped us.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
On his toe. And goes, fuck!
Well, they go, it's going to be, I love when they go, it's going to be a smooth ride. And then 5 minutes later, like, hold on for dear life. It's like, and
the takeoff was just, like it was a little bit herky-jerky.
It felt like a kid who learned stick shift the first day.
Yes. Listen, there's a first time for everything.
It sucks, though, that we're the guinea pigs of this guy's first time.
I felt bad for the guy because the pilot that told us that he was a new pilot told us that he was going to make him stand at the front so we could all say, good job. When clearly we landed I fly every day of my life.
Yes.
It was the worst landing I've ever had. Ever.
It felt, it was very, I mean, the wings, while we were going down, I don't know.
That didn't bother me. It was just a hard. It was just boom. You know,
Yes.
like really hard. And so it's
The
like
pilot should have waited
It's
till
like
the
when you
next one.
bomb on stage and you got to stay after and do a meet and greet. Like that's how it felt. I felt really bad for the guy because he knew he didn't do well. It's like my first pitch. Like that kid probably flies every day so well. He's done this a million times in preparation for this.
Yes.
It's his first day on the job and he fucking curves it to the right and it goes in the dirt. And now he's got to like go talk to everyone and act like he's not embarrassed about it.
But that's how you get your wings. I mean, there's probably something to like, okay, I
felt
know it
for him.
didn't land that well. Now you
I
got to
told him
stand
good
out
job
there.
because it was a good job. I mean, like you know, you got to do everything for the first time. He was a sweet boy.
I was like, you just got to keep getting up. No, I think there's something too though, like making him stand there, knowing that it wasn't that good to like build.
No, I think he
You
was
don't
like,
think?
no, I wanted you guys to congratulate him. I don't think he was trying to like make him feel bad.
I don't know.
I really don't. You think that pilot was trying to like haze him?
Yeah.
No way. No way. It was supportive. But I on Twitter I looked up first
Flights?
pilot's first flight because I thought there's got to be people tweeting about this. Has to happen a lot. And there was a tweet 3 days ago that was like, you at some point in your life have been on a plane. It was the pilot's first day. It was some like tweet that was like making
we were on
that
a plane
comment.
the one time.
And I'm like, oh my God, it was.
It was the airport. It was the airplane's first day.
Really?
We were on an airplane.
Really?
Yeah. They're like, oh, this has only been used maybe like one
No,
other
I
time.
want a plane that still has ashtrays and
Exactly.
you know.
Those are the safer ones because they've been through it. You know.
Man, I was going to say something even worse.
Well, some of the planes now that crash were so computerized that the pilot couldn't take control back from. Those are the ones that like nosedived.
What?
Yeah.
No. I don't
Yeah.
want to talk about that. No, but it is weird when you get on a plane and they have ashtrays. They have just no smoking signs. Like, why do we need to even hear that? Just stuff that was these planes, but because they have such good maintenance, they last so long.
Yeah.
That's why we can fly in planes from the 70s. They're being worked on every single day. If you did that to your car and replaced everything that needed being replaced, it would still be working too.
I just saw a video of a guy that just lit up a cigarette. He was drunk.
On a plane?
On a plane. And it's so foreign now to
Oh my
see
God.
it. The fact that, 80%
You walk by
of the
someone
plane-
outside in a blustery field and they're smoking and you go, fuck you.
That's like
The idea.
the rudest thing. Just
The idea that
smoking and
used
walking
to
on the
be-
sidewalk.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine a plane full of fucking
Smokers?
smoke?
That's
It's
why
fucking
everyone
wild.
looks so fucking old from the 60s, 70s, 80s. It was just smoking constantly. I mean, I'm around a cigarette 1 second now and I'm like, oh God, like I'm aging.
I think
So
I think
crazy.
it came back a little bit too, cigarettes.
Yeah.
Like with like teenagers and shit, like
I mean, Jules.
trying to look cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like there's something edgy about
I was with some
a
girls
cigarette. It does help
The
like
other
a
night,
picture,
they had
I
a
guess.
cigarette and they were all
Huh?
really cool and I wanted one so bad to be cool, but I just couldn't.
Yeah.
Because I knew I was just going to leave them and be like, oh. And
Cigarette
that
is way cooler than a fucking
gives me a
Juul.
headache just thinking about.
I remember I smoked my first cigarette and my mom smoked cigarettes and I stole one. It was in the bathroom. I didn't even know how to light it.
Yeah.
I was just like
I saw someone recently and I go, wow, she used to have really good skin. Her skin's like not good anymore. And I didn't know what it was. I was just like, oh,
smoker.
And then I saw later on, she's addicted to Juuls. And I'm like, these Juuls are not harmless. They make you sound like this. And
Yeah,
they,
a lot of people go in the hospital because of the Juul.
yeah, they
'Cause you-
age you. You think you're getting something better than smoking cigarettes, which I'm sure in some way. I mean, obviously, but
No, you hit the thing fucking 80 times more than a
oh
cigarette.
my God, when we were on F Boy the first time.
Oh yeah. They
There
were
was a
all
guy-
sneaking them in.
There was a guy that Robin witnessed, my hair and makeup girl Robin witnessed. He was one of the F Boys, and she said that he was pulling from a vape pen, and that he never took a single breath of oxygen. Every single breath he took, he would blow it out again. She watched him for 10 minutes and he did not smoke. He did not have one breath of fresh oxygen. How fucking insane is that?
Pretty cool.
It was cool. He won. No, he
Dude,
didn't.
I walk through a cloud sometimes and I just thought that's my life now. That's how big some of the clouds were in New York City. I just
Oh, those ones that
I
have like
felt
a little black
plane.
box on them.
Yes, yes.
they look like a
yes.
little handheld
and
recorder.
they're blueberry, like mixed with stripper
Why does
skin or
so
whatever.
much smoke come out of those?
I have no idea, but I've
It's like a
gone in
halal
some
cart.
of these. Yeah.
It's crazy.
I literally feel like a plane that's trying to land, and it's like you don't land until the very end, and that's how I felt inside those clouds.
What do you mean?
Like,
oh, where you're like, where's the ground?
Yeah, when it's just so much like fucking dew
oh my
or
God,
whatever.
Spade has such a good joke about that on his special
About the clouds?
About like landing and like a really, really scary flight where he literally almost died on a plane, on a private jet. And it's about he landed and the pilot's like, we're landing, and they're like, please don't, and they're like, we're gonna do it, and they land and he gets off the plane and there's he goes, there's no other planes. It's like, and he walks around and he sees like through the fog and like these like guys that are just standing there like,
it's just four dudes smoking a jewel.
Like, no, like two baggage handler guys being like, your plane just fell out of the sky. Like where? And he goes, where's all the planes? And they're like, everyone diverted. We've diverted like a dozen planes. You're the only one. And then the joke is like, he turns to the pilot and the pilot goes, yeah, they're pussies. And he's like smoking a cigarette. But the bit is so funny. But it's like so, it's all up to the pilot's discretion. I mean, like Kobe Bryant.
Oh, that was
We don't know who made the argument to like just go through the fog. But if they would have just... When you see something that you go, maybe I might die doing this, but chances are I won't. I'm always going to err on the side of I'm going to do.
Well, that's the opposite of a line. Like the idea that you got to get to like a high school game and it don't matter how we're going to get there. I don't give a shit about any of the caution tape.
Yeah.
We're going.
Yes.
Like so many people just go, and that's how tragic things happen.
Sometimes when we are driving on the road, I feel that way. Like when we have like a driver who's just like in a rush to get somewhere and you're just like, I'm gonna die because this guy wants to get one more Uber drive under his belt or something. Like it's just, and then you don't even want to say anything because you're like, I don't want to make him mad, but then you're like, am I gonna die because I don't want to make this guy upset, or I don't want to be a backseat driver? It's
I can see
wild.
myself dying like that.
Yeah,
where some guy's driving like a fucking asshole and I'm like, it's fine.
You know what? Let
Go
you
off
do
that
you.
cliff. It's
I know
fine.
you're not
I'd
making.
still be falling off the cliff going, dude, that's fucking. I get it.
I would have taken this turn too, dude. All right, let's get to the news.
You heard it here first. Yeah, you heard it here first.
Oh man! Apparently you had a good weekend. I heard, folks. Maybe you didn't. So good seeing so many besties. We had all the swells. It's Monday as well.
We
so
saw hundreds
you know
of
what that
besties.
means? It's Monday. Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like
dude, I almost started crying last night when that girl was crying.
Yeah,
I'm not
we
even
had-
kidding. It was something.
shout out to everyone who came and did the meet and greets and came to the shows this weekend. There were so many besties there. We know who you are immediately. You don't even have to tell us or be wearing merch. You just get a vibe. You guys are so sweet. I got so many letters, so many gifts. People
you
are just
make out like a bandit. They give you too much shit, and then
I
you gotta
make
go
out
home. You gotta
with
buy
some
enough.
of them.
Yeah, a bandit. All right, back to you, Noah.
so fun.
Well, one California couple's worst nightmare might be Nikki's dream come true. A California couple returns home from vacation to
Birds.
find their house filled with birds. Hundreds of swallows had invaded the home, apparently getting in through the chimney. The owner said, "We opened the door and it's like an Alfred Hitchcock movie." Let me show you a picture.
Whoa.
It's like an Alfred
Jesus.
Hitchcock
Oh
movie.
Oh, that's scary. They look like almost like hornets' nests because they're like any kind of animal just swarming is really gross.
Oh, wait. Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah,
I thought
dude.
those were blinds on top.
No,
I
you
thought
thought
it
that
was
was like a
5 birds.
decorative garland.
I swear to God, I thought that
Yeah, it
was
looks like
5
Christmas
birds.
decorations. So there's like a window with what are those like blinds?
Swallows.
And then at the
Yeah.
top there, it looks like there's just these hordes of swallows that look like a bunch of hornets' nests. Oh my God.
Yeah,
I
it
wouldn't-
took over
yeah.
3 hours to get all the birds out of the house, which is currently uninhabitable. The furniture, carpets, and blinds were all destroyed. And the worst part is that their homeowner's insurance won't cover the damage. They have an exclusion on the policy in regards to birds. They will not pay the claim.
Wow, it's like your thing with the window.
I just really.
Andrew got his window busted
sorry.
in by those thieves. And
And it was
the insurance would not cover it.
They're like, was it a bird? I mean, can you imagine not reading the it's like pigs. We got you.
Yeah.
Like what is this? Where
true.
how are birds excluded from this?
I know.
What's
It probably says like animal infestation.
Yeah.
like anything
so
other
like-
than termites, like maybe the classics. And there's probably like some.
Or maybe it means it's common. It's so common that the insurance policies
Maybe
were like,
there.
yeah, we're not
Yeah, like
covering
maybe
birds
we
anymore.
don't know about.
How is it common? How many times? I've never heard this.
But
my whole
maybe
life. I'm
maybe
42.
the insurance companies know.
These fucking.
And people that have bird infestations, they don't talk about it. They're too ashamed.
Also, that's so many birds. Like, you ever see like birds? They fly together. They flock
Yeah,
together.
and then they kind of like move like
Yeah.
like smoke, like
And
in
they
the
all
wind.
went into the same fucking.
Have you ever seen bees do that? Any kind of animal just like getting together in a group is so gross.
people?
Yeah, even people.
Yes.
Lines. This is why I don't like lines. Spread out.
That's why I'm not going back to Mardi Gras. I'll tell you
No,
that.
my God. You ever see that where the bees will suddenly just like pick a car bumper and just like the corner of it, and they just thousands of them in this little patch? It's so gross.
Ugh, just blind leading the blind.
Yes.
I mean, that's what Mardi Gras was. Did you ever go to Mardi Gras? No.
In St. Louis, we have the second largest one.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Is
You
it?
do too. You live here.
Do we really?
Yep.
I'll tell you what. There's nothing scarier than being on Bourbon Street and not having control of where you're walking. Like,
Yeah.
you're just getting pushed.
I
And everyone's like, "What?" I'm like, yeah.
my sister, she once said, I forget where we were going. There was some concert or something. She was like, I just don't want to go. I just like hate crowds. And I go, oh, really? Oh, you hate like, I was like, who is like, I love crowds.
There are people.
Really?
Yes. Why do you think there's
Come
crowds?
on. No, people like fun and they put up with the crowd, but no one likes crowds.
I think people like a crowd. People love the energy of New York
I guess
City.
it is the same thing of people liking lines. Like people like things I cannot
People
understand
go to Times
why they.
Square on fucking New
Yeah.
Year's. Who the fuck does that?
Yeah, that is a bizarre thing.
We should do a
Because
poll on our Instagram. Do you
So
like
will
crowds
you
or
go
not?
to Times Square New Year's? Oh, will you like crowds?
No, but you know what? Andrew said last night, like, you can tell our besties when we meet them, they're never ones that say anything creepy. They're never ones that like pitch us jokes that are like really indecent. They never try to grab me in a weird way. Besties always are just like the nicest. They're just like normal people. I don't think our listeners would like crowds. I just trust them to be cooler than that. I don't know.
I
It
know.
is weird. Like there's just a certain type of person that comes to my show and will creepily rub my back. This guy the other night, just rubbing my back like this, like behind the scenes, just like trying to do something to me that I would go, wow, that one was special.
Yes.
I gotta find him again. Like you could tell he's
I
just
always
trying to
can
do
tell.
something.
I always see the guy, he grabs like near your tit.
Yeah.
Like just close enough to the tit.
Yeah.
Where it's like he's kind of touching the tit, but you couldn't accuse him of the tit.
yes.
It was like that Ariana Grande thing with the
Areola
preacher.
Grande?
Yeah, Areolas Grandes.
Yeah. Yeah, the preacher grabbing, like, they know right where to grab, where it's like, you couldn't say anything because they'd be like, what? Oh, I didn't know.
It's the Uber driver driving shitty. It's
Yes.
just the same thing.
It's just too much of a hassle to call it out. Yeah, but besties never do that. They're always they just say nice things. They cry sometimes and they're like embarrassed of that. I'm like, no, this is awesome. I love your emotions. You don't say anything dirty. You're not like, I gotta tell you, didn't love this one thing I saw you on. Like they always have to say something. Like you were great, but come on.
Well, they're thinking about-
wear something that you're not pulling down the whole time. Can you be a little bit more comfortable? I would love to see you in something more comfortable on stage. You looked uncomfortable, and I'm just like, because it didn't fit, motherfucker. I ate too much last week. I am uncomfortable, and now I'm even more uncomfortable because you're calling it out in front of my friends. Like they always have to say something.
Speaking
All right,
of
back to
awesome
the story.
besties, we had Rally send us this story that is incredible.
Rally.
A woman bought a sculpture at GoodWill for $34.99, and it was actually a missing ancient Roman bust dating back 2,000 years.
How the fuck
Was
did
it
that
Julie
up?
Glaser?
Not
Your-
telling you how much it's worth.
Your mom. No, yeah, your
No,
mom.
I didn't sell it. I'm keeping it.
So
Who
wait, so
knows?
how much was it worth?
It didn't say, I mean, it's pretty much priceless. The woman actually is an antique dealer, which makes me think that she probably gravitated towards this thing just from her intuition. And she bought it in 2018. It had taken years to determine the authenticity of the bust.
Oh, wow.
However, after consulting a range of experts, she was able to notify the German government of the finding and made arrangements to return it to the Bavarian administration of state-owned palaces.
Yeah. It's like on its way back, I think.
Well, she first wanted it to be put on display in her home state, and then an agreement was eventually made to allow the sculpture to be put on exhibit at the San Antonio Museum of Art.
Okay.
And then it's going
Oh.
back.
All right.
But is the
funny
museum
that-
paying for it? Is
No, I bet it's just like, no, this is like the property of the world or something.
I'm selling that shit on eBay.
I know, right?
Yeah, dude. I'll say used. Just 9,000 years.
I
I
do
mean-
love when you find a good deal. I've been like looking for guitars
What
on
was
Craigslist.
the best deal you got, or like a recent good deal?
I
on
never
something?
get good deals. I always overpay. Always.
Same.
I've never once gotten a deal on literally anything. I'm not kidding you. I don't like lowballing people. I don't like haggling. I like giving people more than what they kind of want because people are always just trying to like make enough money to just like give my kid a Lunchable. And I'm like, get your kid the pizza Lunchable. It's on me. Like, I don't like being, especially people who are like artisans, like haggling people to get, I don't know. It just, if you have enough money, just pay what they're asking. Stop this. But I know that's how people get rich, is being,
To buy
frugal
low,
like that.
sell high. Buy low.
But I never
sell
get a good
high.
deal, fucking ever. I don't think I've ever once had like, oh man, I really got paid out for this.
I've never seeked it out. I've never thought I'm gonna go and find a deal. I've never done that.
My mom,
I
that's
just would rather
only
not put the work in.
how
I
she
can't.
operates.
The
Yeah.
only time I've ever made money back on any investment was on accident.
What was it?
I bought a watch and I lost everything, and I sold the watch back, and it went up like $900.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh, and the website.
Oh yeah, you are you hot?
youhot.com. But I stumbled into that. That was
YouHot.com.
I've never gone to like GoDaddy and been like, let me think of fucking some names
Yeah.
that I could get for $3.
I'm just not good at investing. What about you, Noah? Have you ever invested in anything that had a good return?
No.
No, yeah.
I've
I'm
seen
just-
like TikToks
yeah.
where like the guy will like, he's like, I make $150,000 a month, and he's like, this is what I do. You see this thing that sells for $2 at Walmart? Well, it sells for $4 here. So I make that $2 extra. I just buy it in bulk at $90,000. It's just like, what are you? This is your job, and
Yes.
also I don't believe you.
I don't understand people that sell things on Poshmark that I buy. I'm like, you're selling this dress for $17. You have to ship it. So like, I don't know, what could you be? I guess they're making $17.
Yeah.
Which is worth it. But like, to me, I don't think I've ever shipped anything in the past 5 years. Going to the post office stresses me out so much.
I bought a belt today. I got a belt, arrived today. It was a size 30. I'm
Yeah.
a 34. I went to put it
happened?
around my waist, and I was like, am I a 39? Like, I thought I bought a 30. No, I'm just a 34.
Wait, you thought you were a 30?
No, it was an
They
accident,
sent you the
I
wrong
guess.
set.
I don't know. I know I could return it, but this goes back to the whole. What do I do? Do I put it? Do I gotta fucking ship it? And then I was
I
like,
have
you
to
know
go
what?
print a label. I don't have a printer. Like, returning things stresses me out.
I'm gonna put another hole in it.
I bought 4 pairs of jeans from Good American. These jeans that they just got me one fucking Instagram ad. I bought 4 pair. None of them
different sizes?
fit. No, none of them fit. All one size. They were all
Yeah.
too big. Even though, like, because it's Khloe Kardashian and they fucking try to make you feel skinnier, so they size it in a way where it's like, oh, I'm a size 2 when really I'm a size fucking 8, and it's like, okay, well, so I bought all these jeans, none of them fit,
yeah, dude.
and I waited and waited and waited, and then the second I go, I hire someone to return them for me because I'm too stressed out to do it myself. I get a text that says, I just checked and it's past the time when you can return them. So
Yeah,
I just spent $500 on jeans that, probably more, 4 pairs of jeans. They were like probably $600 on jeans. And just because I'm lazy, I cannot buy things. I will not return them. I will not return them. What's wrong with me?
It's so funny to think like
Nothing.
People are so
someone
good.
that
You're not the
buys
only
like
one.
someone that buys jeans that are too big, and you're like, I just got to get fat now. Like, I just
Yeah,
got to get
yeah.
fat. Like, part of me, I had a thought. I go, I'll just you know what? I'll just work out more and get into the 30. I will never fit.
No, you'll
in
never
a 30.
a 30.
But like for a second there, I was like, I could get into a 30.
Yes.
I would have to fucking put a hole. I'd have to extend it and put a hole.
Right. You have to kill a cow, dry out the hide, and attach more belts.
Could you imagine if we lived in those times where you had to like fucking
It would be nice because when you got something, you would keep it forever.
yeah.
You would like honor it.
Oh my god.
A bestie this weekend, I saw her and I go, oh my God, this outfit's amazing. And I go, where did you get these jeans? She goes, I rent my clothes. And I go, Rent the Runway? I haven't seen these fucking on Rent the Runway. And she goes, no, this other rent. And she sent me her code. I got 20% off my first month. I'm renting clothes from now on. I don't want to deal with any more new clothes.
But then you have to return rent it.
But that's so easy.
Oh.
There's literally, we have a FedEx drop off downstairs.
Yes.
You just throw this shit in a bag, unwashed. They give you the label. You flip the label. That I can do.
Gotcha.
Standing in line at the post office and then having them type in the zip code. Do you want to buy insurance for this? Do you want confirmation? Do you want packaging it, wrapping it in bubble? Like my mom's so good at that stuff. She goes to the post office every day. She kind of like loves it. I don't understand it. I can't get it.
I mean, I think an at-home printer could help, right? But then you have to call them. You have
But
to
then
get
you have
the
to
shipping.
tape the label, and then I can never find tape. And if I do find the tape, I can't peel it off because it's stuck in a way that it looks like it doesn't even have an end to it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And then I get stressed, and then I peel off little pieces of the tape, and I try to make it. It's a nightmare. I can't do it. This is my ADD. This is like my dirty locker thing. I cannot return things. I cannot ship things. I'm incapable of it. It stresses me out. I feel like I'm going to get arrested when I go there because I'm going to be doing. It feels like I'm going through customs. It's too.
And I feel like
too
I'm
much
being
government.
an asshole to the company by returning it. It's like, what do
I know. I feel like they're going to get it and go, no, we can tell your fingerprints have been on this, and you have dirty vagina smelling pussy fingers or something. Like they'll just be like, this smells gross because it was in your room once.
This was really funny too. I got dress shoes with
Hi,
the belt.
Luigi.
I finally got dress shoes as a 42-year-old man. They're too slippery to walk. I don't know who's walking in these things. I can't. I literally put them on, and I felt like it was like slick shoes, like it was a prank.
Oh my god!
And
You
I
ever put
almost
those
broke
things
my neck.
on your shoes? And there's like in the 90s, there was a workout thing where it would be
Yes.
like a flat surface, and
and
you
you slide
from slide to
That's
slide.
what these are. I don't know what to do.
Take them to your F45 class.
I think what you got to do is I got to wear them out. I got to scuff them up. I'm gonna.
Scuff
You have to
up.
take him
I'm
to
gonna
a
scuff 'em.
shoemaker. You
What
gotta
do
take
you
him to
do?
the
Oh,
you gotta take him
cobbler.
to a cobbler and put
Yeah.
rubber because they're probably wooden bottoms, right?
Yeah. So what do you do? Oh, what? The shoe doesn't come wearable?
Did
I
you
gotta
get a
go
good
to
deal on these shoes?
I mean, they weren't that expensive. I'm
So
not
there
saying
you
the
go.
name of
That's
the
why.
company because they haven't sent me my boots yet, and it's been fucking 7 days, and I can't get in
Well,
touch with them.
they're trying to scuff them up. They're to give them time.
You know what videos I love? A horse getting his shoes taken off.
Oh yeah, that's me watching wart videos, dude. It's scraping out. It's like extracting this like stuff. That's wart videos.
Yeah, it is wart videos.
If you like watching those hoof videos, you are no different from me. I just go about it in a different way. That is the same kind of thing. It's like hard, like
Yes.
getting dirt out and all that, like whatever that crusty stuff is. Okay, we got to go to break. Let's come back with Why Do I Care? Why do I care? Why do I care?
Joe Alwyn reveals
yes.
how Taylor Swift feels about his racy scenes in conversations with friends.
What? Really? I bet she's cool about it. He does not ever say anything about her. So this, let me guess, whatever he said, no offense, Tay-Tay, I love you so much, but you scripted this. So let's hear what Taylor had to say through Joe's mouth. Because it's true. They both collaborate together and they
I'm
come up
sure,
with
yes.
exactly what they're
PR
going to
is
say.
behind this.
Well, no, because they keep everything
You know what
private,
I think
and
it
it's
is?
a good move.
You know what I think it is?
What?
It's a great way to advertise the movie without advertising the movie.
Okay.
But go ahead.
All right. So he says, I mean, she's read the book and she loves the book. She knows it, he told Extra. She just couldn't be a bigger fan of the project.
Okay, so nothing. He said nothing.
Exactly.
That's what they never say anything about their relationship. I respect it. I love it because
Yeah.
they're not doing it for publicity. If they were, they would do what Ben Affleck and J-Lo do and have paparazzi shoot them touring houses on the beach. Like they call the paparazzi to let them know when we're going to take our daughter to the batting cage. Like that's a couple that loves being in the press. Taylor Swift wants to keep this separate.
Now, do you think Taylor 10 years from now would do something like that?
10-year Swift?
10-year Swift? 10-year-old Swift? You know what I mean? Do you think it's because...
No.
Yeah.
I think in the past she's done stuff. I think in the past when she was less mature, she definitely was okay with being paparazzi'd. But then she realized it ruins relationships.
I'm just thinking that if your career is, deflating at all, you would try to do something like that. Or while you're coming
This
up.
girl
you
does
would
not
try
have
to-
a hard time going away. And I
Yeah.
know that's maybe because you're like, oh, she doesn't need to worry. She has fans. A lot of times, though, when people are super popular, they worry they're going to lose it, so they keep going. I mean, I relate to that. I'd be scared to go away even if I was super famous because I'd be like, they'll forget about me.
Dude,
She went away for a whole year. We haven't really heard from her for a really long time now, even. She didn't go to the Met Gala. You know, she was invited. Like, there's something about that I really respect because I'm like, she's turning down opportunities for us to all look at her and admire her and for her name to be in the press. And yeah, her name's getting in the press because her boyfriend's doing an article because we will take anything we can get because she's not giving us anything. Do I think that's a tactic? No, I don't, Andrew. I don't. All right, let's get to top one, bottom one. The category today is
Friends.
top one, bottom one, friends.
It's unbelievable.
This isn't
From
the
the
Friends
TV show?
cast. No. Although that could
No.
be fun too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that would be an interesting one. Actually,
Should we just
we could
switch
do
it?
both.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start with your bottom friend, the worst friend you've ever had.
And you don't have
This
to like
kid,
say their
Ross.
name.
I want to know. Ross?
Not from the show Friends.
Is he also your
Although
least
that
favorite
guy
friend?
could go fuck himself too. No, this guy Ross Sullivan.
Rach.
I think his name was Ross Sullivan. He was this kid, and we were kind of friendly. Ross Sinclair. Yeah, that's his real name. I'm coming at you. Maybe we should turn it up when I said it.
His last name, make sure you just
Yeah,
really
really
crystal
turn it up.
clear.
Yeah.
Let's get that like spatial audio for that.
So we were friendly in high school. Mm-hmm. He was a year older than me. He was tall and very skinny, and I was very small at the time. And we were friendly. And I had a little bit of a big mouth for a small kid. Like I was funny.
Literally big mouth? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was bigger. I don't know if it was bigger then. It's close. So anyway, yeah, my tongue was still
I
going
wish
out
your
of my mouth.
mouth was smaller for that sentence. As in, like, you couldn't open it.
I know. I wish so too. I'm trying not to say like. Okay. So.
Oh no!
One day after
you've just released.
Yes.
Now that you've said it, we're listening for likes. But try not to say like the rest of the episode. Let's all try.
Okay. Similar as. We were in. I can't do it. Fuck it. Whatever. So we were in after gym or whatever. He got in my face, and he called me like a. He's like, "Oh fuck your mom!" Like he went off on me like to a bully to an extent that was.
About what though? Why?
He's like, "You won't fucking do shit. You're not
And he
gonna
was your
fucking do
friend
shit."
initially.
He was my friend.
Why did he turn on you? What happened?
He was just mad at himself for being so skinny. I think like he was
But
so
what,
scrawny.
did you
but he,
say something? Probably like just jokingly.
I honestly,
Or it was really out of
thinking back
nowhere?
at the story, it was kind of out of nowhere. Maybe we were all kind of razzing each other, but I remember just sitting down. I was sitting down in the locker room, and he was standing above me. And he's like, "You're fucking pussy. You won't do shit. Yeah, you're just gonna sit there." And I just remember it was one of those moments where I was like, "How am I not fighting for myself right now?" And it was like, and he's calling me out, and I want to fight, but I don't want to lose. And like, and he was like, "I'll like just went in like you fucking Jew, fuck your mom, like everything."
Did people hear it?
And there were like two other people in there, and I remember so there were like witnesses to me being a little bitch, and I was like, I just remember looking down like if I just want to fuck it, I gotta fight, and I didn't fight. And then I remember seeing him at a party like 5 years later, and I was jacked then, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill him. Like I still like was, I don't know, like I envisioned just murdering him at this party. And at that point I could, you know?
And what happened?
And my buddy talked me out of doing it. He's just like, dude, it's not worth it. Also, you're fighting over something that happened. It's just a weird thing to be
Yes.
like,
Did you talk
I'm
to him at
defending
the
my
party?
honor.
Yeah, did you talk to him?
at the party?
No, I haven't talked. I never talked to him after that
Strong
moment.
silent type.
Yeah.
You strong
And I think I
silent.
said
isn't it?
like 45 times. But
I stopped keeping track.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we forgot.
I
Wait,
mean-
Noah, do you have a bad friend?
I don't okay, so currently I don't have any bad friends, but
Right.
this
I
is-
feel like we would not be listing someone that we were still friends with.
Yeah. So, this was the thing that made this person a bad friend is that I let them into my life and they slowly cannibalized all I had to offer and then they shut me out of it. meaning they became friends with all my friends. And then, like I made sure to invite her because she didn't have that many friends.
Yeah.
And I invited her along, come hang out with us, come sit in on this podcast with us, come do all these things. And then slowly I find out that, you all hung out this weekend and nobody invited me.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
And I would always
Did you kick her ass?
I just had to stop being friends with her, and I did. And I told my friends, I was like, because we did a podcast together, and I'm like, I can't have her on the podcast anymore because I don't want anything to do with her. And she would talk shit about me behind my back. I didn't even all I was just giving to her in my opinion,
so
unless
weird.
there was something else. But it was, she was just the type of person that would take and take and take and take.
Yes,
but she had a lot of
yeah.
And she had a lot to entice my friends with. Like, she had her own house. She had a car that she would drive everyone around. She had...
Did you ever really like her, though? Because I feel like a lot of these relationships...
I did.
You did. What did you like about her? What, drew you to her in the beginning?
She was very, just a naturally funny and bombastic person. Just really loud. She was a big fan of radio. And I was working in radio. And she loved listening to Opie and Anthony, and I would tell her stories of what was happening down the hall. So she just loved to hear that stuff.
Yeah.
And and she was just a girl that I had never been friends with before. She also had this weird crazy sexual side. She'd joined this website called Collar Me, and she would tell me about all these strange
Whoa, that is
encounters.
a good, interesting
had.
friend.
What do you put a collar on and treat it like a dog? Is that what happens?
Well, I feel like eventually she tried to dominate me, because it was just in her personality.
Oh, you'd be the collar.
I was the bottom. She was the top.
Oh my God.
So
glad yeah. What's she doing now? Did you block her? Do you think about her ever?
My friends stayed friends with her, which I had to accept. And I couldn't fault them for it.
Why didn't she do it to them too? Or did she?
I don't know. Or
I guess there's something wrong with you. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
There's a lot wrong
so
with
fucked
me.
Up. No, you're the nicest ever. I can't imagine someone not being friends with you. It just doesn't make sense to me.
At the same token, this was in my late 20s, and I was not emotionally intelligent at all. So I don't know. I could have been doing or saying something without even realizing it.
Yes.
So
yes.
And then never have a conversation with her.
Never. No.
About it.
We just ghosted each other and just never spoke again.
I have a lot of adult friends lately who have had girls, mostly women who have girlfriends who all they do is bitch about them. All they do is complain about these friends doing weird things, taking advantage of them, stealing from them in myriad ways, just being rude, being just taking. And these people are very cunning and they're good at what they do because that's how they've gotten by in life, is being your friend, showering you with affection and then taking and always making things seem like it's your fault. And I had one friend, I'm not joking you, this is a real story. Her friend was staying at her house because she had found out she was she reached out to her friend because she knew my friend was in the city, even though she was on vacation there or staying with someone at this awesome house. And she knew my friend was there. She just reached out randomly to be just thinking of you. She goes, what are you up to? And my friend is oh, I'm actually in, San Antonio, wherever the fuck she was. And she goes, I'm here too. Knew she was there. Oh my God, my hotel just fell through. All this crazy coincidences, needs a place to stay. Of course, she gets my friend to let her stay at the place she's staying at because the place is her boyfriend's. And so my friend is, able to offer a room. And so she does. And then, this is not a joke, a separate occurrence. This friend stayed at my friend's place while she was out of town. A pair of shoes arrived from Zara, a package. She opened the shoes and wore them.
Oh, God.
Has anyone ever heard of anything like this? And this person remained friends with her, and because she kept this girl was so good at making it seem like she was doing nothing wrong. She didn't understand. Oh no, I didn't know that would hurt you. Steal from her constantly. Jewelry would go missing, and then she would see her friend wearing it and be like, no, you lent this to me. Shit like that. And it was it just happened recently where I told her, because she was talking about this friend, and I go, you got to be done with this. I honestly can't be friends with someone who gets mistreated this way.
Yeah.
Like, I'll say something on my podcast and hopefully this girl hears.
Wait, so
done.
Who's your bottom friend?
My bottom friend, I mean, I have a couple that are just too, I don't want them back in my life, so I don't want to talk about them on here. I have actually several that you just have to eventually, you just realize like, oh, this friendship doesn't go both ways. Things are not, this person, or you just realize, I don't think I like this person. I don't really like hanging out with them. I hang out with them out of obligation to be nice. And that's not good enough. Like, it is nice for you to be nice to people that need friends, to go visit old people who are, stuck inside. And if someone has the ability to make friends and is just a bad friend, never ask you about yourself. When they do, they make it about themselves. All of these things, that's on them. Free yourself. It is not up to you to remain friends with that person. It took me a long time to do that. You don't have to tell this person anything. You can do what a friend did to me one time when she didn't want to be friends with me anymore and said, babe, I just need some space right now. That is a gentle way to let someone down in a way that's like, I just need space from you. And then that space there's no time limit. So that can last forever. So I've used that was used on me once before. And then the worst friend I ever had, though, was like was this girl in third grade who was like best friends with my best friend. And she convinced my best friend to like hate me and tell the class that I wet the bed and call me a bitch and all this stuff. And she was in third grade, though. I mean, but that was my first, like, they were my only friends. And then I had no friends. And then thank God Kirsten came along. But yeah, that was, and then my least favorite friend from the show Friends is Phoebe and Joey, because they literally by the, I don't know, fifth season are, if you had a friend that was that stupid, you would say they've been exposed to lead, or they had many traumatic brain injuries. You would not remain friends with someone that was that dumb. And I just hate how dumb they are and how like they're kind of like mean and they don't really like, they're just stupid all the time. And I'm like, why are you guys hanging out with these people? And also Monica sucks too. Like, she's always just yelling about everything and like, don't put your bag there. And Rachel, you do this. It's just like, you suck. You're always like, you're too OCD.
Yeah.
Get help.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't like any of them.
I don't really. Ross was like a little whiny bitch.
I loved Ross, even though he was a whiny bitch.
He does like dinosaurs though, and your boy loves it.
And Rachel was a liar. They all lie to each other. No show can exist without lies being told all the time. Sitcoms normalize lying, and lying is unacceptable. Friendships, relationships, you just don't need to lie. And like, I'm so tired of watching like quote unquote good friendships, The New Girl, any show. There's just constantly lies being told. I understand like a 30 Rock or a Veep where these characters are inherently kind of like in bad businesses where you're supposed to lie and that's what it's about. But when it's supposed to be like, we love these people and we want to mimic their lives, that is not good to have them constantly lying. You can have a storyline without lies. What was your best friend?
I have like, for
Or
each
top.
decade, I have like a new one. You know what I mean? So like, I have my middle school, my high school.
So pick one. And why?
This is tough because I have a lot of really good friends.
And they're all like, they've been nominated. There's a camera on each of them right now, waiting to hear who you're going to choose, and they're going to all have to applaud politely
and they're
when
all
you choose.
four of them
them.
are going to slap me in
On-
the face.
Do you remember on MySpace you had like 6 friends
Top
you could
8.
choose?
Top 8.
Yeah. Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Oh
8.
yeah, that was very.
Then it went to
crude.
16. Yeah.
Yes.
I would
lot of
have to
pressure.
say,
Yeah, that's. Oh man.
fuck, this is tough. I would have to go with Danny Colantrelli.
I've never even heard that name.
That's how good of a friend he is.
You respect his
about him.
privacy so much.
Yeah, except for right now. No, I've told you about Danny. He's from the Irish Catholic family. He went to West Point. I've told you, I lived at his house.
Sorry.
Maybe you're the least,
Sorry, Danny.
my least favorite.
Yeah, I
friend.
mean, let's go back to
I've
the
told
beginning.
you about him. We'd have sleepovers. He's the one that they found. No, I can't tell that story. But I
What
would
do you
have
like about
sleepovers.
him? Why is he your top friend?
Well, they took me in like as a family, kind of, when my parents were fighting so much, and they were closer to my high school. And he was like the coolest kid. He was the quarterback. He was the point guard.
What's
And
he doing now?
He actually runs an air conditioning company and is very successful and has 3 kids. And
Yeah, that's a
he went to West
good
Point.
business to be in right now.
He spent 2 years in Afghanistan. Like,
wow.
Yeah, he was always like way better
So
than
he was
me.
just a good friend. Like he and his family like took you in when you were down and out.
Yeah, and then he's like one of these friends where I call him and it's nothing but laughs. We catch up right. Like there's no. I've never had a conversation with him where it was like awkward or anything. It's just silly and nonstop laughter. And if I needed money or if I really needed something, it wouldn't even be I wouldn't even have to say more than 3 words for like there to be like a Venmo coming at me, like, or like, you know
Is
what I mean?
one of those words like?
3 of them are. But you know what I mean?
Yes, that's
and it's just
nice.
like one of those. It's just you mold so well together that it's not.
God, Ari Finling really like shot the bed on this.
Well, he fucked up when he tried to. Ari and I are actually speaking. Like we were always a little bit competitive in a good way, in a fun way about like friends. Because you go to New York, you get into the open mic world. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then it's like, then you could actually get a little bit of jealousy if one gets on a show, and there's that shit.
Oh, and then one's hanging out with this comic one.
Yeah.
There's competition. When you're in the same like industry as your friend, there tends to be that.
Yeah, but Ari he'd be, top 30 at least. No, but Ari's up there. Ari's top 5.
Yeah, Ari's amazing.
Yeah.
Final thought.
Who's your best friend? Or Noah.
Noah.
Who's your best friend?
Okay, it's not best.
And don't
it has
say
to be
Nikki.
top.
That's cheating.
Yeah,
Top.
no, we couldn't. So I think of like top shelf friends, which is
Yes, top
I think
shelf.
a term that Nikki coined.
Yes.
So I have a lot of top friends. I'm gonna choose my friend Monica, and it's because she came into my life when I only had like one other girlfriend. I was like in the metal scene. I was hanging out with a lot of dudes, and Monica was like this like fairy that came into my life. She was so like feminine and giggly, and she was so positive all the time. Even when something bad happened, the way she would talk about it was so funny that she taught me this is what it's like to be positive and like not mad at the world and be feminine. And we had one like really great night where we got so high and we went out, and she took me to like a bar that I would never go to, and we met these guys. We got in a car with them. Went to another bar, and we were just like, what the fuck did we do? And we just had so much fun talking about it the rest of the night. And she's my top friend because she kind of gave me an example of something that I wanted to aspire to be, which was a lot more positive, less pessimist.
And adventurous and just like saying yes to things.
Yeah, exactly. And just like being bubbly and upbeat.
That's a good answer.
A great friend that pushes you to be better. That's a great fucking friend.
Fuck.
Without the intention.
Yeah.
It's just who she
without
was.
yes. Just by action.
An example.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of like your friend Andrew, because you said that he was like the quarterback and his family was really close.
Yeah,
It was something
he
you
pushed
aspired to
me
have.
to be better, and also to like not fucking whine about shit. I've never heard him complain, even when he was going. Like, I've never heard him. He's never once been like, I don't know what I want to do. It's just like stoic.
That is
Almost to a fault, probably, but yeah,
a really good friend.
yeah.
Okay, Nikki.
I'll say Sabrina Jalise, because in the tone of like what we were talking about, she was a friend that like because I was gonna pick some. I was kind of thinking of people who even before they met me, they were already like my best friend, and there's a couple people like that, like Schumer, Sabrina, and then a couple of girls that I've met through like
Kirsten
eating
and
disorder
stuff.
recovery. But I met her in person before when we became friends. Sabrina and I had a correspondence relationship where we became best friends through the mail and MySpace.
Oh, I see where you're. Oh,
It's like a
okay.
pen
so
pal
Like I didn't know.
first.
I
It's not
became
like a
best friends with them
chance.
before we met.
Got you.
Like
Interesting.
we were already best friends, and we were saying best friends. You
Like
know,
a Sleepless in Seattle situation.
yeah. And I met Sabrina I guess it was 2005 on MySpace. She found me in a Sarah Silverman fan club on MySpace, and she saw my picture and like members of like you could be like a fan page. And she found me in the pictures, and I had like I was holding a microphone in my picture, and she was like, "Who's this bitch?" Because we were both young comedians. She lived in Toronto, and she clicked on my picture, and then I think she sent me a message, or I said like somehow we sent each other messages. Then we sent each other our like demo tapes, like our stand-up tapes, because we didn't have stand-up online at that point. This was 2005. I was still in college.
Wait, you mailed it?
Yeah, we mailed it
Look
in the
at
mail.
you mailing.
I know, back in the day, I don't know how I did that. But I was obsessed with her, and she was so funny. We used to talk on the phone all the time. She got
know this.
She got me through a really hard breakup. She would send me videos just to like make me happy and laugh, and like she would just like play songs about when I was going through the Pete Lee breakup. She sent me this song that was like, she had her friend play guitar, and she just like rapped on this song that was so funny and just so uplifting. She would send me like care packages, and she just became my best friend overnight. And I helped her through, her dog was attacked one day and like almost died, and we were just there for each other during like really trying times. And then I finally met her when 2007 I went to the Montreal Comedy Festival, and she went there to like from Toronto to go hang out. I think she was maybe doing some shows there, but I remember I got in the night before, and I went to her hotel room because I didn't have one yet, and I showed up at the door, and she like opened the door, and I was like, and I think I said, "Oh my God, this is what it looks like when you talk." Like, and we were just both like so like, "I love you," and then yeah, it was just the best night. We like I instantly like knew her. Like as soon as she opened the door, we were best friends. And it was the same for Amy too. Like Amy and I met on MySpace and didn't meet until actually that same festival, Montreal Comedy Festival. 'Cause she was there too as a new face, and we met in the lobby of the Hyatt. And you know,
oh, so you were on the same new face show as Amy?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I know.
You were on the same line, like the same
Yeah,
lineup that night.
and she was already blowing up because she was on Last Comic Standing that season. But I had met her before she was on Last Comic Standing. I had been on Last Comic Standing before she had, but she made it to the top 10. I only made it to top 40. I think the year before her.
How did you do on that show?
Top 40.
No. How did you do on the JFL?
Oh, did not well. No, I was like anorexic. I was drunk every night. I had fainted on stage preparing to go there. I was just so nervous.
Wow.
And I had a joke at the time that was like, did you guys know that there's this website that you type in your zip code and it tells you every sexual offender in your area? MySpace.com or no, Match.com. That was the joke.
Yeah.
And Robbie Pra, who was the head of Just for Laughs at the time, was like, for us, Match.com is not a thing here in Canada. That joke is not going to work. It was my opener. He was like, you got to say Facebook. It'll work for Facebook because here Facebook is like what it will work. And I would not do it. I just didn't trust him. I couldn't understand how Facebook would ever fit that joke.
Yeah, it doesn't fit it.
But it does in Canada.
Yeah.
It did. He was right. And I didn't say it. And it just set me up to like have a bad set the rest of the time. I should have trusted him. You do have to change jokes when you go to Canada. Like they can get some of our references, but it helps to say grade 11 instead of, 11th grade.
Be funny if you said Facebook and
just respectful.
Or you said Match and you're like, how about Facebook? It's Facebook. Like you try to like recover.
Yeah.
I could see.
Yeah.
Honestly, that would have worked if you were just honest about it. Like if you said
if I would have
Match,
just even come out and said I'm bombing and I'm too skinny and I don't know what I'm doing here, I would have killed. But it was just like this awkward set. There's so much pressure there. I was also in the same lineup as Kurt Metzger, Tommy Johnigan, Tom Segura, Amy Schumer.
Oh my God!
This
is like
this one guy that's the most famous fucking comedian in the UK. Like he's worldly famous, and he was at the time too. This woman that was like in her 70s or something. Tom Papa was our MC because there's always like a famous comedian who does the MCing. But it was just, it was insane.
I mean, that's an insane lineup.
Julian McCullough. Who else was on it? Yeah, this is like for those who don't know, Just for Laughs is the comedy festival in Montreal. And if you get the Montreal Comedy Festival as a new face, it's like your introduction. That's like your, quinceanera for show business. There's all these agents there and you are the fresh talent. And this is your first like audition for the industry. Yeah. And there's so much pressure for this one set that you do. And you're kind of pitted against whoever else is in your class. But my class was all these people who had been doing comedy 10 years longer than me, some of them, 5 years. They were all just like so good. I was good for how long I've been doing it, but I've only been doing it 2 years. So that's my story. Stick it to it. Sabrina Jalise.
It's so funny that I never even knew you were that close with her.
What?
I'm not saying that because
really
you never heard Danny. I've heard you say her name in a bit, but I didn't even know you were friends with her.
Get out.
I swear.
I knew you were friends with her.
Man, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was one of my best friends for years.
I would think Anya would be your best friend.
Well, yeah. She is.
She's probably really hurt
It was
too. She's
top
probably
friend,
with
not
Ari
best
right
No,
now.
I mean, I was just trying to think of like a friend that I had met
I'm
before.
kidding,
Like,
I'm kidding.
it was just in the way that you were describing of like picks you up and is like, we're going out, we're doing this. Like Sabrina's always positive. Like, yeah, we'll do this. We're gonna do this. Let's move to New York. Let's do that. Like, she's just, God, she's amazing.
Any endeavor you have, like stand up or something that's outside the box, you need one person to push you and make you feel like it's normal to have this insane dream.
Yes.
If you do it on your own, I mean, some people do. I don't know how. Like, without, there's some people like I remember seeing Trevor Noah before he got the Daily Show, and he walked into like some shitty bar show. He went like right up wearing a leather jacket. I'm like, who the fuck is
But
this?
he already had this confidence because he was famous in South America or South Africa.
He was like floating, and
Yeah,
like he didn't.
he's
need
so good.
He didn't need anybody.
I sometimes watch these YouTube videos of him answering questions in between segments. Do you ever watch those?
Yes,
He's brilliant.
brilliant.
I mean, I've never read his book.
Did
I've
you
heard
see
that.
his?
No, I didn't see his.
Oh,
I haven't seen his specials.
presidential?
I don't know what's wrong with
No,
me.
his
But
presidential
oh no, I
thing.
didn't see the correspondence dinner or whatever it was. But
And
yeah,
then there was another kid
He's special.
too.
We gotta go.
Oh, Daily Jabuki.
Oh yeah,
Where you watch it, you're like, oh, you don't need one friend. You don't even need. You're just
yeah.
gonna-
I always say to them, "What did your mom hug you or something? What's going on here? Why do you like yourself so much?" Okay, we gotta go. Thank you for
gonna-
listening to the show.
Are we doing a wrap?
Oh yeah, we gotta go. Listen, it's not gonna snow. It's hot as hell here. It's gonna be 94.
Damn. Yo,
It really is gonna be 95
The sun
today.
is out. The clouds be parting. Your boy be sharting when he starts farting. But never call the cops because that shit don't smell. I've never smelled once. I ain't going to hell.
I've never smelled once. We gotta go. Okay, Topeka and
Jax.
on me, Jack on me,
Jack me off.
Jack on me. I
Jack.
need come in a day off.
We're really
Okay,
running
bye.
out.